Hey guys, it's Rebecca from Mama Bear Custom Wreaths, and welcome to my channel, Mama Bear Custom Wreaths, where I make wreaths and all things home decor, and I show you how I do it all. Welcome, welcome. If you're a first-time visitor, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. So today we're going to make a really fun, this guy inspired wreath, and we're going to be using a 15-inch wreath base form. So we're going to first just kind of get our little the little legs out of the way and in order, okay? And then we're going to put this to the side. And while I'm doing that, let me know where you guys are watching me from. I am in Texas, so it's not really cold here yet. Actually, it got cold the other day, briefly. And then it was gone. So I'm trying to get in the Christmas mood and making these Christmas wreaths. So, whoops. So I'm a better crafter than I am a juggler. So these are the 3 deco meshes that we're going to be using. They're 10 inches. And since we have 18 little pine tines, we are going to cut 6 of each color because we have 3. See, who says you can't do math while you're crafting? All right, so we're gonna roll out our deco mesh. I'm going to just kind of cut the edges. If I look, so it looks like it's fraying just a tiny bit. Just gonna cut it slightly at the edge. Lay it over here. It doesn't matter what color you put first, just as long as you put all 3. And I'm cutting them this way because I have a rotary cutter. And I love rotary cutters because they make my life just so much easier. But yeah, if you don't have a rotary cutter, if you have a rotary cutter, you have to have a cutting mat. I do have links to both of those in the description. I'm an Amazon girl. I have too many kids, y'all, to leave the house and actually go to a store. I just can't do it. I just can't. Just getting them in all the car seats in itself, I'm pooped already. So if you don't have a rotary cutter, get a yardstick, measure 20 inches and just cut. You can still do this, lay all 3, but you'll be cutting instead of rolling. Some of us will be cutters, some of us will be rollers. So I'm gonna cut them 20 inches, okay? So we're at 36 over here, 26 is 10, 16 is 20. See, you guys, you see the math? All right, so here's one bundle. Like I said, we're gonna do 6 bundles because we have 18. So we have all of our deco mesh cut over here. So we're gonna leave that there. We're gonna get our wreath base and make sure we have all our little pine tines facing up so that we can tie our deco mesh. Okay, so we're gonna put that to the side. So we're gonna get our deco mesh, and I'm gonna show you different ways that you can do this. You can roll the sides with one hand, roll the other side, and then scrunch it. That's one way you can do it. If you can't do that, if you have arthritis, or if you just don't have a strong grip, you have small hands. I have large hands and large feet. So could have had piano hands. What you can do is just lay something heavy, your wire cutters, scissors, whatever, on one and scooch it back. Roll in the edge here, and then just kind of feed it back like this. And then you have this. Either way that works for you, that's easier. For me, this is quicker and it's easier for me. So I just do it like this, and I'm gonna put these sideways, okay? I'm gonna put them sideways so that they cover a little bit more area, okay? So I'm just gonna alternate my colors. Isn't this so pretty? I'm just gonna alternate my colors all throughout my wreath, okay? See, made 2 little, oops, made two little cigars, I guess, and then scrunched them together, and you have a little butterfly. And I put that butterfly right next to the first deco mesh. And then I lift them up like this so that they're not next to each other, they're not overlapping each other, okay? So now we're gonna do the white, and you see, this is towards the end of the roll, it'll start rolling on its own. So you don't really even have to do that much, it just kind of does it on its own. And I think I'm gonna put this one next to the green one. So I'm gonna lift this one up, put my green right here, and tie that in, okay? And we have this so far. I'm gonna put you guys in a bird's eye view so you guys can see it from the top. All right, so we're just gonna do the same rolling we were doing before, rolling this little cigar here, and then we're gonna roll this cigar here, and then we're just gonna squish it in the middle and make a pretty little butterfly. We'll open up our pine tine here, lift this one up so that it's right next to each other, you see that? That way one doesn't overpower the other one, and just tie it. We don't need to tie it that close because we're gonna be opening these pine tines as soon as we're done putting our deco mesh in, because we're gonna put some pretty ribbon, okay? So roll that and then squish it. I'm putting it sideways like this. Now you could start at the top, at the bottom. I actually normally start at the bottom. I don't know why I started at the top today. But I normally start at my bottom, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Whatever floats your boat. So we're gonna do this all the way around the top and the bottom. And then I'll be right back. All right, so here's our wreath frame so far. I know you think you can see through it, you can. We're gonna fill that up, no worries. Let's put that aside, actually away from us. And then we're gonna get our ribbon, and we're gonna cut our ribbon 12 inches, okay?
All right, guys, so we're gonna keep cutting 12 inches for all of our ribbons, and we will be using our ribbon scissors. I do have links to the ribbon scissors in the description box, and I'll be right back when I'm done.
These are the ribbon combinations that I used. The Stink Stank Stunk with the red. I thought that would be cute. The little legs with this green, with the white and red glitter polka dots. And then the white with the red and green polka dots with a 2.5 inch of this one. So I combined them, and I now have 6 sets here, 6 sets here, 6 sets here. So that will be enough for all 18 pine tines. So you can take your ribbon and just kind of fold it in half a little bit, and then cut like this. That's called dovetailing, and that gives you that look. If you like that look, you can do that. If you don't like that look, you don't have to do it, but that's what it would look like. And we can go ahead and do all of these. I'm just doing these one by one to show you how to do it, but you can grab a couple at a time to make this a little bit faster, and I'll show you how to do that. These, for example, if we just line them up, I'm gonna do 3 here, and then just cut all 3 at once. And there you go. All right, so we have dovetailed all of our ribbon, and now we're going to put our ribbon right on top of each other. We're going to fold it in half like so, okay? And then we're going to pinch it. And then you're gonna have a little, almost like an A. And we can put this, open up our pine tine and tie it in. Okay, and we'll open these up later, but we're gonna kind of stretch them out like this. Okay. Okay, and then we're gonna take our green and our little legs, and we're gonna fold it in half, pinch it in half, so it looks like a little A. Open up our pine tine, put that right in the center, and close that one. Now we could separate these towards the end, but you see it starts filling out already. And then we're gonna take our white and our green, the same thing, fold it in half, pinch it, and then do that. We'll just do that all the way around. We'll do the bottom, and then we'll also do the top. Okay, so I've put all of the ribbon in, and you see what a difference that ribbon made? See how full our, what was looking like a bald little sad wreath a few minutes ago now just looks so full, and that's because of our ribbon. And if we just spread out our ribbon tails, it just makes the wreath look so much more full. Just make sure there's not one on top of the other. Let's use all of our space, all of our ribbon tails to cover up any space that might look empty. Now we're going to take our sign. Isn't this cute? We're gonna take this sign and I'm gonna cut this off, so we're not gonna use a rope. So I'm thinking of putting our sign right about here. Let's get our cable mounts and get our sign attached to our wreath, shall we? And we can put one right here. Just peel it off. Put one right there. And then I might put one in the center. So just peel it off and put it here. So that's what the sign looks like. And then we're gonna get our chenille stems, because this wreath actually has a lot of volume. One chenille stem is not gonna be long enough to get to the wire, and it'll squish our deco mesh. So we're gonna take 2 chenille stems and just tighten them like this and secure them to make one long one. Okay. So we're gonna do that again, just cross it like this, and then keep crossing it. Okay, and do 3 because we did 3 little signs. Okay, so now we go in the back of our wreath, slip them through our cable mount. And we have one. So that's what that looks like. Now, if you want to be a little bit extra safe and just put some glue gun, get your glue gun and just put some around, just to secure it a little bit more. You can let that dry so we don't burn our fingers, our phalanges. All right, so let that dry and then we're gonna stick it onto our wreath. All right, guys, so let's stick our sign right over here. That is Peanut, our dog, who demands attention. Poor baby. She's been quiet the whole time I've been making this video. And my daughter just got home, so she needs some love. Okay, so we're just going to tie our zip ties around our wreath base. And we're not going to tie it so tightly because we don't want it squishing our deco mesh or our wreath. So that's one. That is pathetic. Okay, so we're gonna put this one through here. Let's actually do this one. Now, I saw another wreather that had a really great idea. She actually put glue on the back of her sign while she tied it. She said it made it easier for her to tie her sign in. You see, it's not that easy. So I have not tried that yet, but thought that was pretty good idea. If any of you try that or have tried that or do that, let me know in the comment section. I'm kind of afraid because I think, what if I get it wrong and then like it's just stuck there? But then I could see the utility of it, so I'm iffy right now. Okay, so there's our sign. All right, so I'm gonna actually use an easy bow maker because I've shown you guys how to make a wreath by hand. Let me show you how to make one using an easy bow maker. So we're gonna put our chenille stem right there in the center. And then I usually put my my zip tie, there we go, in the back, in the bottom there, beneath that wire, so that I can collect my ribbons and my chenille stem. All right, put this over here. And then how long do we want our tails? I actually want our tails a little long. I say we do about 9-inch tails. So, well, it's probably 10 inches here. Okay, so that's about 8 inches. Just do 10-inch tails. Then we're gonna put this in the center. Flip this. Now, how long do you want your bows? I want an 8-inch. So here's my number 8. And so I am going to hold it right there and put this right back in the center. That's our first bow. Then I am going to flip this here. Just flip it so that this back side is showing. And then we're gonna measure again. This one's gonna be 8. And we're gonna put that right in the center and pinch it down. And that's gonna be our first bow. And since we have so many ribbons, I think that's all I'm gonna do. So now I'm going to, now the other side was about 10 inches. So we're gonna cut this side, done with our first ribbon. And push this down, make sure it's down. Now move on to our next ribbon. So put this here, start with our tail, pinch it in the center, flip it, just flip it, turn around. And I'm gonna do this ribbon 7 inches because I want it to be smaller so that you can see the back ribbon, all right? Yeah, you know what? We don't need that. We will put our 7 inches right here. Pinch it in the center. I actually prefer not to use that little thing. Flip it so that's the back side of the ribbon. And then let's look at where our 7 inches here. So to me, making hand bows is a lot easier and faster, but a lot of people like to use the Easy Bow Maker. And I did learn on this. So, you know, I did it on here and then I started later on doing it by hand. So if you can't do them by hand yet, this is an inexpensive little thing to buy. We'll put a link to my Amazon account for one of these, and you can make beautiful hand bows. I mean, you can make beautiful bows using this, and they look just as good as the hand bows. You can't tell the difference. All right, so we have here this color. Let's get our red. All right. And then we're gonna flip that one. And we're gonna keep this one at 7 because we have so many ribbons. So we'll keep this one at 7. The next one will go a little bit smaller. Okay, got it here. And then now let's move this over here. Let's flip it. You're always gonna flip it. Every time you go through the center, you're going to flip it so that we have the pretty side of our ribbon showing, not the back side, okay? So that's flipped. And now we're going to cut this ribbon. And let's use some of our white ribbon. And actually, let's decide which is going to be the top, what's going to be the bottom. Since we're looking this way, let's do this as our bottom because I want the letters and the tails, the little feet, to be facing the same way. So put it here in the center, flip it upside down, and we're going to do just a little bit shorter than that 7. So we're going to try to do a 6, okay? And then flip it. Flip the tail, flip the ribbon. And let's find where our 6 is. Okay. And then stick it in that center. Cut off this tail. And who do we have left? We have Stink, Stank, Stunk. No, actually, we have the little one. I really want the Stink, Stank, Stunk in the front. So we'll put this one. flip it over, and then I'm gonna do the same length. Actually, a little bit shorter. I'll just eyeball it. Just a little bit shorter than that last ribbon. Flip that over. Make our next loop. And we're gonna make this next loop just a wee bit smaller. There we go. Then I can cut this one. All right, and the star of our ribbon is gonna be this one. And see what I'm saying? I want it to be the same direction. So that way, this one has to start this way. Okay, so we'll do that, turn it, center, make a loop. Center, flip it, flip it. My kids all swim, so it makes me want to say flip turn, because I would say flip it, flip, 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 when they get to the end of the pool. Okay, since I'm gonna make it the same length as that green one, and now we can cut this one. Okay, so now it looks like a sandwich or lasagna, doesn't it? Just layer after layer after layer. Okay, so we make sure this layer here in the front, it's not curling anywhere. Then we're gonna just put our zip tie in, lift it up, scooch it just a little bit over. Put this part in the back. Again, make sure our ribbon looks like a lasagna in the front. It's gonna help our bow look nicer. We have our Chanel stem, and actually, this is gonna be a really long one as well. So let's go ahead before we tighten it and do our, extend our Chanel stem to make one really long one by adding the second one and then putting that in the center. There we go. Now we can tighten it. It's tightened, and let's close this. Put this away. There you go, there's our bow. No, I'm just playing. So now we get to kind of fluff out our bow. So we can put it here and fluff it on our wreath, which some people do, and some people will put it, and I think it's a great idea, right above that, so that that little pine tine, so that it just kind of gives it more volume than if you just put it directly onto the bar. So let's find this one. I think is a great spot to put it in, and we're gonna tie our Chanel stem to our wreath base. See how it looks from the back? And now we're going to tighten that. Okay. And I've messed up all my ribbon doing that, but it's okay, because we're gonna fluff it out at the end anyway. Now let's fluff out our ribbon. We're gonna just kind of poof. Let me stand up. I'm not used to doing this slow. Just gonna kind of just poof out our ribbons in all different kinds of directions. Our tails. Missing a red one. So let's fluff our ribbon out. We've opened up our poofs, just kind of position them where I think I want them. And now we can dovetail our tails. And just dovetail all around our ribbon. And you see how high that bow is looking? Because we tied it right on top of one of these little pine tines instead of directly to the bar. And that really, really, really makes the bow just be taller on the wreath. And so we'll dovetail everything. And so let's add another bow right here, and we're gonna add a much smaller bow this time in this area. But look how beautiful our bow came out. Remember that sandwich, that lasagna sandwich? All right, so let's get our easy bow maker again. And our loops are going to be much smaller on this wreath. And since we used more white in the back and we put more green in the front on the last one, how about we put more white in the front on this one and more green in the back. So let's do this one in the back. And these tails, I think, should just be, what do you think? Let's do 7-inch tails, okay? So let's do 7-inch tails for this one. So remember, let me move this. I have a very small table in here. In my craft room, I have a large table. So, okay. So 7 inches, tail 7, flip it. And then we're gonna do, let's do 6.5 inch. Let's do 7-inch loops, and then put that there, flip it, 7 inches again, put that there, and our ribbon is 7, our tails are 7 inches. Let's go ahead and do this green one. So we'll do 7 inches. Let's do 7 inches again. It's the same bow. It's the same ribbon, I mean. 7 inches. Put it in the center. Cut it over here. Right. So we got those two out of the way. Now let's start doing our white. Okay, let's do our red now. We'll do our white. And then we'll do this one here. Flip it. And let's do 6 inches. Here's our 6. Fold it there. Pinch it in the center. Flip it. Flip it. And we're going to do 6 inches on this one. Make sure this doesn't roll like this. Let's roll it this way because it's going to look ugly. Okay, cut that. Now let's get to our red. And then we're gonna flip it.
center, y'all. I can't see y'all very well, so. Or I can't see the video, so I can't see you individually. I'm not spying on you. I'm not Big Brother. I can't see what I'm recording is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So I'm going to do 5 inches here. Flip that over. And we're gonna do 5 inches on this bow, on this loop. Is that 5 inches? No, that's 4 inches. We did 4 inches. Okay, so let's do this one 4 inches. Okay. We're gonna do our stink. And then flip that. I'm gonna keep these at 4 inches. I don't wanna go smaller than 4. Remember to turn your edges in. Okay, flip it. I'll just use the other red one as a guide. The prior ribbon as a guide because we're doing it the same size. Cut it. And then our ribbon that we're going to show in the front this time will be this one. And we're going to flip it. Same size as the last bow. That's the last loop. I keep saying bow and loop interchangeably, I've noted in this video. I'm sorry, guys, if I'm confusing you. I have a really bad habit of forgetting the word I'm going to say, so then I just give you a definition. But I don't give you the word because I just don't remember the word. I have a really bad habit of doing that. I hate doing that because I'm like, you know, whatever it is that I'm trying to say. Oh no, I forgot to put our Chanel stems. No problem. Let's make it 2 again and connect them. You stay in there and connect them. Okay, so we can lift our little lasagna here, our little sandwich. Just slide it here and no one will know we forgot to do it at first. All right, and then we can slip our zip tie with this part up the correct way underneath that zip tie. Underneath that Chanel stem. And then we're gonna make sure that our ribbon is not facing up. Then we lift up our sandwich. And we tie our Chanel stem. Our zip tie. Okay. So tighten that up. Get our wire cutters, cut that. So this is the bottom of it again. And this is our sandwich bow. Okay, so I kind of just fluffed this out. And let's put this one on this one here. Or actually, there might not be a pine tine. I'd like to put this one on, so we'll put this one here. But I don't want it to be lower than the other one, so let me show you a trick that you can do. Since I'm gonna put it right in between, but I want there to be volume. Let's get our deco mesh and just cut some with our regular scissors. Not our ribbon scissors. Right, let me finish that roll. Yay. So let's roll these 2 pieces. Just roll it. Roll this piece as well. So we could have a little thing like this. So we have this, and we're just gonna take our Chanel stem, put it underneath, flip it
tighten it. We're not flipping. And then we're gonna put this underneath our bow. We can tie our long one here on top. That way we have a little bit extra space. See? So we can have it just as tall as that one. Okay. So now let's see which side we want to be on top. I think I'm gonna do this side on top. So let's just put our bow. Tie it. This time we are going to tie it to our wire. Just make sure that's what we want. Yep. Right there. Right there is where I want it. And then we're going to tie this around at the bottom on our wreath base. This, unlike the sign, we do want to be tight because we don't want droopy ribbon. It's not cute. All right, so let's fluff out our ribbon. Finish fluffing out our ribbon we had started. And I wanted this one to be more white showing on this one, because this one is more green. Just have a little bit of a contrast. I like that. Okay, so now we're gonna dovetail like we did earlier.
So we'll just dovetail the rest of our ribbon on this bow.
Okay, so I like wreaths that show a little hole in the center because it's a wreath, right? Just like a donut. But if you don't like that, and there's a spot there, show you what you can do. Get some mesh, just look at your spot, eyeball it. Like we do our ribbon, okay? And just tie that. Cut your mesh. And then you can add this to the back, to that little hole, if it bothers you. Okay, you can just tie it to your wreath base, if it bothers you to have that hole. I don't mind the hole, I think it looks cute. Some people don't, so I just wanted to give you guys a cool little tip. A pro trip, and you see, that covers that. All right, guys, I'm gonna put you guys, face it up so you can see it.
Look how cute this came out. I love it. It's so big, it's so full, it's whimsical, it's bright, it just screams Christmas. I love it. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please leave me a thumbs up and let me know what state you're watching me from, and if you're not in the US, what country you're watching me from. I am in Texas. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next tutorial. Bye.